Hello, good afternoon, Thomas and Marcel. Thank you so much for giving us time. We just want to present our release one for the college project which we are doing. So I'm just gonna go through the slides. So myself, Kusumal.
I'm Robert Nugent.
And Kebas.
I'm Erling Mungia.
So what is UpFlux? UpFlux is a cloud-based solution which is designed to deliver package updates to quality control machines and paper mills. So just to look at an example of how this could come to effect, so if we look at Smurfit Kappa, they're one of AB's customers in the paper manufacturing sector, and they have 320 paper mills worldwide, each with on average about 4 quality control machines, which means they have 1,280 quality control machines which they have to look after, and UpFlux could come in here to support them by doing things like boosting operational efficiency and also keeping the machines up to date. So we just look at some figures. There's 44,068 global paper and pulp mills, and each mill on average having about 4 QC machines, which obviously leads to a large market size of $370.2 billion, and this is where UpFlux could be implemented.
As UpFlux as well, we have been using some specific terminologies, like the maintenance manager, which is the responsible for maintaining and troubleshooting the software-driven industrial equipment. The gateway server, as we have one of them in here, one replication, so that is acting as the bridge to connect the factory control and with the enterprise application to ensure the communication. The field engineer, that is the one that is going to the paper mills in the factories, which manage and optimize the control system software for efficiency and the troubleshooting, and packages, that is basically the software update file to upgrade our the applications.
So we are going to switch to demo. So Kevas, if you want, you can give the basic introduction of the hardware.
So, just an introduction to our hardware model here. So the purpose of our hardware model is just to show UpFlux updating capabilities. So these 3 boxes here represent our QCS machine, which have frames going over the conveyor belt, which is our paper mill. So currently it's expecting a white color. So that's why the machine is not acting up. It have a green color here turning on. Well, we can't really see it because it's too bright, but it have a green color here turning on, and when it detects an unexpected color, it will react. And yes, that's all for the hardware. We also have a working conveyor here just for the X-ray purposes.
And we also have the gateway server. This serves as the central component between the QC machines and also the cloud. And so what the gateway server does is it uses TCP connection, obviously through the switch between the machines and the component there, and then it also uses a persistent gRPC connection between for the devices and also the cloud as well. And at the moment, we plan to set up using at the moment the QC machines and the gateway server are actually on a local wire VPN, and I also plan to have that on the cloud for security purposes as well. And like the main point whereby we decided to use gRPC obviously for persistent connection and then bidirectional communication stream, and we have been able to achieve that as well.
So the gateway server is basically connected to AWS cloud.
Okay.
And in there we have hosted the web client as well. So basically, a web service acts as a middleman between the gateway server and the client. So it has both signal connection with the client and gRPC connection with the gateway server. So the other thing what it does is it takes packages from the user and it does code signing on it, and it's supposed to store on the Amazon S3 bucket. So it stores it there, and then we have key management system and device licensing using Amazon services as well. So that's how the overall architecture is top down. So I'll directly jump into the front end then. So that's the landing page which you have. So I'm going to act as a maintenance manager who has been given a package that needs to be uploaded to the cloud. Currently we are running localhost because of some issues we had with Amazon.
Okay.
some pending bills, very expensive bills. So I'm just gonna log in as administrator. So here, as you can see, this dashboard is only for administrator, the maintenance manager, to see all the available machine names when they were added through the connection, their IP address, and we plan to also implement the licensing as well, and the validity and expiries, and then the admin can see the login and everything.
Can you see the versions of software that's installed on the machines at that landing page?
Yes, you're supposed to, but we don't have that implemented right now. This section has basically ideas that you select a machine, and then it shows all the available softwares and the versions of each software. And we also have the QC machine logs, so it can download logs from the web service, it can download from the gateway, and all the QC machines at once as a zip from gRPC. If there's an issue, so you can even select a particular machine and just download those machine logs. That should do. Sorry, probably some issues.
So,
Is it a very big file?
so maybe,
I'll just move ahead. So I'm going to upload a package that will be signed. So I'm going to upload this Debian package which we have. It will be uploaded. Basically, cloud takes it and signs it and stores it. So it creates a detached signature. So the idea is that we send both the files to the gateway server, and it can verify the signature before installing on the machines.
Mm-hmm.
So here, as you can see, those are uploaded applications available on the cloud. So you can, this is what I had uploaded. Monitoring service with the version of this one. So if there is one more, I'm going to upload that as well. So we have 26, I'll upload 27. So you can also see this 27 as well, the comma. So I'm going to create a token, a JWT token for the engineer to log in. So here, an admin can select which machines they have access to. We'll just select all three for now. Create a token. Yeah, that one. So I'm gonna log out. And so as you can see, those are the available machines. Some of the values are hard-coded, like IP address is hard-coded, last updated and updated by. And when you click here, oh, sorry. Sorry, I'll just skip over that. So that page is basically has gauges with CPU matrix and then the storage and everything, and it updates every 5 seconds, showing all the details about the machine. And it's also supposed to show the applications and versions as well, what's installed. So right now I'm going to do a configure update. So I'm going to select all the 3 machines at once. So you select one application which we have right now, and the version 26. And I'm going to do a deploy. So basically right now, this has transmitted the package to the gateway server and it's been distributed over here. The colors of the machines should be turned yellow. Yeah. So those are updating right now.
so pretty much version 26 is actually supposed to, the RGB sensors will start detecting.
Oops. So we can just do a rollback. I will just do a rollback.
So pretty much that was supposed to detect red color.
Red color, so if you're on red color, it will stop.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I think it's only this one. I think this one and this last one was successful. So I'm just going to do a rollback on the center machine.
Which one is
This, yeah. So,
So you mean it wasn't successful or?
probably.
no, it worked, but then for some reason the RGB sensor requires like external lighting effect. So if you do like, if you just have it, it's just red, it doesn't necessarily mean you can detect this. So like before, like whenever we have to test, we need to go into a room and set the red with this light as well.
Yeah. It was not supposed to be red, it was supposed to be white.
Which is the red color?
I think it's because the shadow over here is not being able to get it. It's okay, leave it. So, all the three machines were updated synchronously. So I'm going to do the rollback on one of the machines to, so these are available machines,
Did they all succeed or were
Yes.
they okay?
Did you get the feedback here?
Yes,
Yeah, no,
I can do one more. I'll just do one more.
no version.
I'll do 26.
26 is red. It would make that sound.
Right? It's because it's all 26 right now. 26 is the white one.
Okay, so it's the button then, right?
I'm just gonna, so, the notification.
Okay, so current status does not change to have like updating. It's just arriving.
So you see,
So, there you can see all the three machines. They gave a successful.
Yeah.
So probably it wasn't installed because it already checked that the same version is available on the machine, but it gives a feedback that everything was sorted. So I'm going to select one of the machines, and this will just basically trigger a rollback on one of the machines with the version which is available on the device.
so what that does, it actually accesses the device and looks at the current available. So like I have a repo whereby I keep like previously stored packages there, and that gives the version.
So by rolling back, you're actually applying the package again, or are you actually rolling back a state?
Well, actually, applying package again.
So that was the demo. I'll just try. Which one is it? This one.
And another thing I sort of did as well was whenever a package first arrived, there's actually a simulation service that actually checks if a package is actually in good condition before actually doing the actual installation. So it simulates using a dry run, and if that's fine, then it actually goes on to the installation.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna try again to show the matrix, if it's working or not. Yeah, that's not working. So as you can see, like it's actually picking up the CPU temperature, the memory usage, disk usage, and the CPU from the machines. And it should be updating every 5 seconds.
Did you change it? Right. Where's the beacon?
I don't know. Is it so? Yeah. No. Just I'm pulling the plug on it. So I'm going to switch back to the presentation. So that was the demo, just to show the whole process. So, okay,
So yeah, for this release we've done the following features. So status check and version control, version rollback capabilities, update source application and remote update. For our improvement, we've done scalability and performance improvements, security overhaul with WireGuard VPN, the ability to download machine and QC machine logs and cloud logs, and a simplified UX with fewer pages.
So this release, we out of 4 of the features that we wanted to do, so status check, remote update, and version control, and AI scheduling, we weren't able to do the AI scheduling because of some issues. So we did the source authentication, which is the code signing, the packet signing thing. We are almost done with it. The only thing is we need to reflect the packages, and the gateway server needs to verify it before installing. So currently it only stores it, but it doesn't verify it. That's the stuff which is, and thank you so much.
Okay. One thing I maybe suggest, I mean, as part of the demo, it would be good if you could demonstrate one looking for a red and the other two looking for a white, so that you can have it alarm going off, but then put a bit of red under the last one to show that both of them are, they all have different versions of the software installed. Two of them are the same, one's different. So that you can clearly show that, you know, you've started off with all looking for white, you download a red, that alarm goes off, and then you can put something on it to stop it. You know,
We had that working, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it was just that when we were doing presentation in college, we already created those two packages and we already had that installed, so we just forgot the version names, which one represents which one.
Yeah. Okay.
Make yourself a log that you will know exactly what
Okay.
to do, so then when you do presentation, it will work.
Okay.
You know? Probably one question you have, so how do you find all the nodes on the network? So is it pre-configured or is it somewhere the gateway will find all the nodes?
So the gateway actually does, like I said, they're actually on a private VPN. So we're using a peer-to-peer connection. So they're actually already, gateway is actually already pre-configured with the actual IPs of the QC
Okay,
machines.
so gateway knows the IP addresses
Yes.
of the frames
Yeah.
of the QC devices or machines.
And it does a sweep every, I think, every couple seconds. It just scans to check if there's any new connection or anything like that. So you can unplug and plug.
Okay, so the gateway connects to the machines or machines connect to the gateway?
The gateway does, the gateway connects to the machines, yeah.
So the machines are clients and then the
Gateway is the server.
gateway is the server. Okay.
Do you think there's a better approach rather than doing
No,
a
well,
sweep every couple seconds?
No, just interested how you do it more than anything, you know, so
We actually have the licensing feature done. So what happens is initially when the gateway does the sweeps and it actually sees a machine, it makes a request to the machine to give it a valid license. But if the machine actually doesn't have a valid license and the gateway obviously identifies that this is a QC machine, it takes that IP and actually supposed to send to the admin to approve or not approve. So when the admin approves, a license from Amazon is actually, the XML file is actually sent back and gateway sends that to the device before it's actually able to, before actually like, we did that for security reasons. So if someone tries to like get physical access, and even if they get a connection to the switch, gateway doesn't interact with it except you have a valid license. So that's the reason why we did that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. It's just I wondered how you if machine changes IP address, let's say they're the HCP assigned, you might have trouble finding the machines that you require.
Yeah.
So just yeah, but that's more of a deployment or anything else. And I seen on the panel you have an admin panel and then the engineer panel. Is there a way to switch between the two, or if you're an admin, you're an admin, and if you're an engineer, you're an engineer?
So right now it's completely separate, but on the release 2 we plan to have a switch. So
Yeah.
the admin can have access everywhere.
I think it would be good that you connect as an admin, you still can view the devices on your gateway and then create a code token for somebody. So if you think about it, it's additional permission for the admin. Plan a separate functionality.
Yeah.
You could drive it like that.
Alright. Would there be any other feature you think we can add to improve? Or?
Because I think for the release 2 we were planning to add one more sensor, which was I think
The ultrasonic sensor.
ultrasonic sensor to check the depth of the distance from the sensor to the page
Just like thickness.
to find the approximate thickness.
Yeah, I would focus on the demo as you have it and trying to make it run smoother and focus on the fact that what you're trying to show is, because you're not trying to do thickness, you're not trying to do quality of paper, what you're trying to show is that you can update different paper machines, different versions of software. So what you want to demonstrate is each one running different versions, or some of them running different versions than the others. That's a better, proof of the technology than having to spend too much time focusing on some nice to haves that may,
I think the sensor you have is actually very good example of how would you upgrade. It was expecting white paper, you expect the red, it's very easy to show. So you don't have to worry about the thickness anymore. But if you go, can you go on a let's say engineering tab? Oh, sorry, the admin tab. Yeah. First. Yeah. So okay, and just before you go there, you see the way you have two different logins. You really don't need that. It should be what probably depending on whoever logs in. They're either an admin or they are not. Right. And then you have two options. You could have user or token. Right.
So you're saying if an admin can see two tabs, but an engineer just need more?
Much, yeah.
Okay.
It's additional tab. So log in here. So I think you could. Yeah, to me it's like a little bit crowded here.
Okay.
You should see what is the best UX design for this. It's there is a lot of information on one view. That might be maybe they need to be switched, or maybe they need to think about actions that you make. So let's say you review that that could be a dashboard, and maybe you have buttons that you want to do something. Right? So create an engineering token. It's essentially an action that you want to do. Right? So what happens if somebody is not allowed to create tokens? Will that be an empty space then, or grayed out? So it might be easier to maybe group them somehow and create like different views out of it, just to make it more presentable. I think with the information you already have that. So, there's like a view engineer, so that I think that's all engineers that are created here, something, or where do I edit, where do I delete? Probably is a question that you could ask.
Yeah. So you cannot delete or change any engineer, because once you give them the token, they have access. So it's the JWT token until it expires.
So think about how we're not allowed them anymore.
So you're saying we should be able to revoke a token?
Maybe. Maybe I don't know.
Is the admin connected to the gateway, or is it just a field engineer?
It's just a field engineer.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
that's
that's
the information here.
Okay, so that's probably the difference that I didn't. Okay, so one is on one node.
One is more administrative level, and
Yeah.
it doesn't have to.
Okay,
I would maybe think about, if an engineer is going in the updates, it then somehow you can store that update back to the information you have here, so you can still show what version machine is that. Because right now the administrator can't see it because he's not connected to it. But if you every time an engineer updates system, if you update your records in your database with that, at least you'll have it here.
Yeah.
Okay.
version I think is quite important here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then you can go in and see, okay, what machines I have to update and schedule them somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, this tab here, we couldn't get it live working. So the hard-coded values were that you can check on machine applications and you can see who updated it last and what version it's updated on.
So you think the scope we have so far is fine, we just need to make it better?
Yeah, I think streamline it and as Mark said, tidy up some of the user interface, so it's not as cluttered, and and complete some of the features as a very
Really think about the flow. What would the engineer do, and then when you have a flow, you will be able to do proper UI.
Yeah.
Right, and then assign things. And can we go to the engineering view then? See, that would misled me that you are logging on the same page, so I just think that it's the same location, but it's different ones. Okay, so again, is that you log into cloud or you log into the gateway now?
It's logged into the cloud, but it connects to the cloud is connected to the gateway.
But they're all saying live ones.
Yeah, also those were hard-coded as well.
Oh, they're hard-coded as well.
So the IP address to the current status, they are all hard-coded now.
They're the type of things that we focus on getting working, because as part of the demo, we can show you pull the cable when the machine goes down and you see that it's not live anymore. You get that feedback. The feedback is very important.
Yes. And how quickly you get the feedback is really important. So, you know, it has to be responsive. Put the cable out, you see it.
So you basically immediately.
Pretty much, you know, 'cause that's, you know, if you think about it, it's high availability system, so if it's working 24/7, the issue is when it goes dead, right? So that's
Okay.
the biggest issue.
Okay.
Yeah, and the fact that you have, you know, you're showing the metrics 3 live, 0 shutdown, 0 unknown. That
Okay.
Has to,
that has to work. I mean, that's what the engineer wants to see, and that's what's going to give you confidence in the application performing.
And the same probably version here is important. I would add it to the rows,
Yeah.
like in the last one. So you have it alive, you have a version, whatever else, think about whatever else you wanna see.
Because we were planning to, right now, we were only controlling one application, one package. But what we were planning to do was be able to deploy multiple packages with multiple different versions. So you can basically have 3 machines with 2 packages, and you can do updates on it as well. So
Yeah, but
for
you can do
example-
that already when you're configuring the update. You already select which machine you're going to configure.
Yeah, so like for example here it's 3, and we just currently the limitation of the solution is that it only allows one package, one type of software to be updated. So we want to extend it and add some more packages.
Yeah, but right now you could just select 2 machines and apply one package to them.
Yeah.
I think you're trying to add too much. If you get that working seamlessly, that's better than having additional features. So, yeah, because but then if you get the feedback and you can see that they're all one's a different version, you know which one's a different version if you have the feedback on the screen here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll definitely focus on finishing. Don't have any more scope.
Okay.
We have 3-4 months left, you know.
Yeah. Go like
So
two weeks
you wanna,
onwards.
you wanna polish that first.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Because the whole point of the project to a certain extent is being able to distinguish what versions are on each device
Yeah.
and update them remotely and maintain the devices. So that's what I focus on.
Yes.
Okay.
So the feedback is very important. This feed this to the engineer.
And next release we are also planning to do like have AI scheduler and clustering. So Patrick, if you want to.
Yeah, it's just because we're looking at the maintenance period, the new production and
Mhm.
stuff, we're setting out to apply updates and stuff. So we're looking at using the scheduler to give you the best optimal time possibly, because obviously whenever the meals and stuff we're setting about, like, there's money to be made. So we're looking at pretty much optimal time, get update done as soon as possible, good updates, and get the system back up as soon as possible. So this is just an additional feature, because obviously college right now they're liking the idea of AI, so just want to do a bit of application and see how useful it can be.
From your demo point of view as well, I'd also suggest what you could do is you've got a big sheet of paper. You could actually create small little strips of color or squares and laminate them so that you're not carrying around that, so you can actually slip it on.
Oh,
and it's-
okay,
You've got
okay.
a green, a yellow, and a red, for different.
Oh, okay.
you could even do on your conveyor belt, 2 different lines.
Yeah.
Like a laminator here as well.
Yeah.
You can use and go on.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much.
It just means it's a bit more
Yeah.
professional.
Yeah. It's like say that's a sample.
Yeah.
To check for.
That's everything. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
Also, if you could mount on, you could also probably mount onto the edge little Velcro stickers so that you could put the samples on and then go through it, so each one would alarm
Yeah.
differently. So if you put a red one through it, the first one might alarm the second, third one will, and
So we can basically.
yeah, you could
have aligned them.
you could actually Velcro to this, and a little with laminated one Velcro, and as it passes through, it'll trigger an alarm on one but not the others.
Yeah.
And again, it'll part of the demonstration as you download the software, you'll see that the software's updated because you want to demonstrate that the software's updated. So one that was relying on yellow now is looking for was looking for white and now looking for red. Again, trying to think of how you can get across the people that's going to be looking at the demo that what you're doing, what you've actually updated. You have updated the software and to show that and that.
You see, you have three LEDs there. See if you can probably label them what they do. Right, so I know it's okay, whatever, the warning and error, but maybe you need another one that will be saying update in progress. And you just light this up,
Yeah.
you know.
No, okay.
So just labels to.
So yeah, so maybe, you know, because I think you have the three here, what do they mean again? The green one is the running,
Yes.
Yes.
the red one is you found the paper that's incorrect,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's a feedback from the process.
Yeah.
But you want to have a feedback from the status of the device.
Yeah.
Right? So if the update is in progress, you can say, okay, look, it's updating now, and you can see this here.
That's the yellow one.
That's
So when I
The
update
yellow
this
one, yeah, so, okay.
So that's,
so-
but if you put labels on it, that'll be clear to everybody.
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
And make sure the LEDs are very bright. See if you can make them brighter. Because if you need light for your RGB sensor to work, then you have to make sure that your LED lights are brighter so we can see them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because all of that will be marked on your presentation, you know, when you do your final year project. And you want to give as much feedback as you can with your presentation.
Okay. I think we need to tune the threshold properly for the RGB sensors.
Okay. Sorry, we went 3 minutes over.
No, that's fine. It's good. And how you find the project, please?
It's good. It's actually very, very fun because whatever we are doing, in terms of everybody in the team, we are completely doing separate things which we were initially learned in college, and what we are doing is we are learning and what we learned from here, and we're building on top of it. So it's completely new technologies. Everything is new, so it's very fun.
Now it's fun. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun in the process. Now we've got the concept that we work like working.
Yeah.
Now it's fun.
Yes, good.